Chlamydia.
Every weekend, town and city centres across Britain come alive with nighttime revellers out to have a good time, with alcohol playing a large part. This weekend, drinking culture is viewed by many as a huge burden to the emergency services, in particular the police and the ambulance services. However, in many towns and cities, street pastors are becoming a common sight. By joining them on the streets of Stirling on a Friday night, we can get a better picture of the work that they do.
Well, we walk around and we engage with people and we chat to people, and if we see somebody in distress or somebody in need, we just keep our eyes open when we're out and about.
We're just at the bottom of Friar Street. There's just a big crowd of youths, secondary school age, teenagers, just hanging around, probably about 20 to 30 of them maybe. As you know, they're just out on a Friday night and they get excited, and I think hopefully nothing worse.
The Street Pastors is a voluntary scheme which originated from Jamaica. It first started in the country as a means to reduce gun crime and gang culture. It was adopted by a London preacher in 2001, and after launching the scheme in 2003, it soon found its use in dealing with city centre problems, mainly the prominent drinking culture which is present in every town and city. Who are these street pastors and what is their role? In order to find out, firstly I will be speaking to Stirling Street Pastor Coordinator, James Mackenzie.
Our role there is to try and help people, to practically assist them if they need any kind of practical assistance, and also just to listen to people who have emotional problems. In order to do that, we carry various pieces of equipment. We hand out bottles of water if people are feeling a little bit dry after a night's drinking. We also carry things like flip-flops, so we'll hand out a pair of flip-flops if there's any women that are in bare feet after their night's clubbing. We have a first aid kit. We hand out spikies, which are basically bottle stoppers to try and prevent people who are drinking from bottles getting their drinks spiked.
What do the revellers on the street think about the street pastors?
They helped me once when I was drunk. I had a cone on my head and then she made me put it back. And I went back and I put it back and everything was okay. They carry a little bag of like flip-flops, and what they do is they make you wear the flip-flops instead of the sandals so you don't get sore feet, but sometimes you want to wear your high heels.
I think that is ridiculous. Women wear high heels because it makes them feel taller, it makes them feel more attractive. So putting on flip-flops, they're not at the beach, they're in Stirling. They're on a night out, they're wanting to look good for some suitable suitors.
I met the street pastors once. I was talking to them. They were telling me all about what they were doing. It was at the start of their initiative and they gave me the little caps that stop your drink getting spiked.
If a situation kicked off, they're not really going to be very helpful at diffusing it, not like the police or bouncers. I can't really see what they would actually be able to do, apart from maybe say, that's not how you behave when you're drunk.
What is the street pastor's stance on violent or emotional situations that they may come across?
When people get violent, that's a difficult thing for me to really talk about, because it depends on the person, it depends whether we know them and whether this person has any history that we know about. We don't instantly phone the police on anybody unless there's obviously a fight going on that we're not involved with ourselves. But I mean, when people are emotionally expressing problems with us, we will just continue to listen with them and try and just be there for them. We do always ensure that we have a male-female split within all our teams, obviously for accountability purposes. But it's been surprising how many guys I've found that I've had to start hugging on the streets of Stirling since starting, because after a long emotional chat, they've just needed someone to be there for them.
With the work that they do, the street pastors come into regular contact with the door staff of pubs and clubs, as well as the police in the city centre. What is their opinion of the street pastors?
I'm PC Matt Evans, Stirling Community Constable for Stirling City Centre. Police work very closely with the street pastors. Their role is quite crucial to us. They intervene with people before they get to our attention, which often means save people being arrested for being drunk and incapable, things like that. We do occasionally get calls to assist with drunk people and street pastors, but the majority of the time they will only approach people who aren't acting violently, people that they feel they can assist.
And now, the door staff.
It can bring to attention the reality of a situation a lot quicker than somebody just in the street phoning the police or whatever. Usually got contact with the CCTV, so if there's any CCTV cameras nearby, they can actually swing round and basically monitor the situation and then pass it on to the authorities.
I think it's a great initiative. Obviously the guys are out and about every weekend, they get known around all the pubs. Great hand for us, and it's great for the police as well.
They can be helpful in quite a range of situations. One, to make sure that they can basically be on the spot first hand if there's any first aid in that needed. Obviously if they're trained for first aid.
What do the street pastors do when someone a little worse for wear refuses their help?
If they're instantly not interested in what we're trying to offer them, we will simply just take a step back from that individual. If, for example, we've got someone who's lying on the side of the street who's in need and they don't want anything to do with us, there might be a couple of friends who are there trying to support that individual that we can speak through and perhaps phone a parent or phone a friend or phone a taxi to get that person home. We can literally offer that individual though, and we will just have to leave them and try and make sure that they find their own route home.
So next time you're out and about in Stirling at the weekend and you see the street pastors in their blue jackets, bear these strangers in mind, because they may end up lending a helping hand should you have a few too many.